Good morning, friends. I want to share with you how to finish off your preemie hat. You should have by this time knit 6 or 7 knit 2 purl 2 rows for your ribbing, and then just knit in the round all the way until it's time to finish your crown, which is just a series of decreases, which you see right here. And they're not difficult to do. I did want to show you, before we do that, one super cool thing about knitting in the round so you can see what's actually happening. This is where I joined my round, and when I made this baby hat, I did not line up the stripes so that you can see that knitting in the round is actually just knitting in a spiral. So you see how my rows don't totally line up. And you can see that knitting in the round means you're just creating a spiral of fabric. There is a trick to knitting in the round when you're doing stripes so that you can line up your stripes, which I can show you later if you're interested. So you can see this is where my join is, and I lined up the stripes on this baby hat just so it looks nicer. So again, you knit 2 purl 2, and then you just knit in the round until your piece measures about 4.5 inches. Mine measures right at 4.5 inches, and I did 7 rows of knit 2 purl 2 and 21 rows of just knitting in the round. Now, the reason why you want to knit for 4.5 inches, even though the pattern says to knit to 4.25 inches, is because we only have 48 cast on stitches, not 60, which means our crown decreases will take less rounds. So let me show you how to do these crown decreases. It's really not difficult. So you still have your 48 stitches in the round, and now you're just going to separate 12 stitches with stitch markers. So you have a set of 12, a set of 12, on each side. And I have this one marked 2. The reason why I wanted to work with 2 pieces of yarn together is so that I could make these fun little stripes in this hat. So I have to wrap my yarn so I don't end up with a hole since I'm switching colors again. I'm going to continue in my established color pattern. So to decrease, just look at where on your pattern it says round 1, knit 4, knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, knit 4. So that's what we're going to do. So we knit 4. And this is decreasing. So we're knitting 2 together. That's just where you put 2 stitches on your needle at one time and knit them as though you're knitting 1 stitch. And then slip, slip, knit. This will just direct the angle of that decrease to the left, where a knit 2 together angles your work to the right. I'll show you after I'm done. So slip, not purl-wise, but knit-wise. Slip 1 knit-wise, slip 2 knit-wise. Then you pass your left needle back through the front and just pick up that yarn and pull it through. So you can see the knit 2 together, slants your decrease stitch to the right, the slip slip knit slants to the left, and then I'm going to finish knitting 4. So I have now done the first section of decreases, and you continue in that way around your decreases. So knit 4, 4, knit 2 together. Oh, didn't pick up that yarn. Slip, slip, knit looks like this. Slip 1 knitwise, slip 2 knitwise, put your needle back in. Oh, my phone is... And pick up that stitch from the back. And then finish knitting 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you will see that our pattern says to do a decrease round and then knit the next round. So just do that. And then your next decrease, you'll knit 3 stitches and then do your 2 decrease stitches, the knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit. So I'll show you one more time on this side how to do this. So you start off by knitting 4, knit 2 together. That's just as though you're knitting 1. Oh, I'm sorry, my camera's on. There we go. So slip 1 knitwise, slip 2 knitwise, stick your needle in the front, and now you're just knitting with that back needle, pulling that through. So the way that you get your stitches on to turn them back around, so you're actually twisting your stitch as you put it, as you're slipping. So I'll untwist them to show it to you again. Slip 1 knitwise, slip 2 knitwise, then you're going to tuck your front needle back into those stitches and then knit the stitches together. I'll show you that one more time. Put my stitches back on my needle. Slip 1 stitch knitwise, slip 2 stitches knitwise, front needle in and just pick up the yarn with your back needle. And then we're knitting until your stitch marker. Slip your stitch marker. SM abbreviation in knitting means slip your marker. And here we go to finish our first decrease round, and then my next round will be knit all the way around. Sometimes those stitches can be tight for a knit 2 together. Let me get more yarn. That slip slip knit looks like this. Slip 1 knitwise, slip 2 knitwise, stick your needle back in the front, pick it up with the back needle, and the end of that round. So continue your decrease rounds and your knit rounds until you end up with, I think you'll have 6 stitches on both sides, maybe less than that. Continue until you are done with round 9, and then you just weave your yarn through the stitches that are remaining on your needle with your yarn needle and cinch it off. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.